I love 3D Mario, if you couldn't tell already. The 3D Mario series has amazing games, in fact, some of the best games of all time, so I thought it would be a good time to take the time and rank all of the games. That includes remakes such as Super Mario 64 DS. I'll also be including Bowser's Fury because it's basically a new game. However, I won't be including the Switch ports of Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 or Super Mario 3D All-Stars. The footage that you will see will be taken from the Galaxy Collection and 3D All-Stars, but I won't be judging the games based on their appearance in those, only the games on original hardware. So no, I will not be taking the 3DS's circle pad into account when ranking Super Mario 64 DS, since it released on the DS, not the 3DS. So with that, let's get into the ranking. Number 9, Super Mario 64 DS. If you've ever watched the channel or know me even a little bit, you know that this was probably going to be in last place. I really don't like 64 DS, despite me basically growing up on this game. I got this game pretty much over a decade ago, and I've sunk hundreds of hours into it. But despite that, I just still don't like this game. And it's the perfect remake. The graphics look better, there's new stages, new stars, new characters. It does everything right, except for one thing, and that's the controls. Say it with me, the controls of Super Mario 64 DS are horrid. Like, they are so bad. It was because the DS just had a D-pad, it didn't have a circle pad, so it was basically impossible to circumvent this. This game launched with the DS to show the DS's power, because Mario 64, a console game, was running on a dinky winky DS. So yeah, it is technically impressive, but it's just not the best version to play in my opinion. A lot of people do like it more because of all of the new content that it adds, but I'm not one of those people. I do really like the new characters though. Luigi is so broken and so fun to use. So yeah, if this game ever got a proper port or remaster for consoles like the Switch, then it would be an amazing game. But for now, since it's stuck on the DS, I just can't put it above any other 3D Mario game. It isn't even that better with the 3DS because it's not made for a circle pad, so there really is no fixing unless you play a mod. So yeah, decent game hindered by the controls. Number 8, Super Mario 3D Land. This game is amazing, I love it so much. That probably tells you how much you need to know about how great the 3D Mario series is. I got 3D Land with my 3DS back when it came out, and I was hooked. Just like 64 DS, I sunk thousands of hours into this game. The levels are pretty simplistic, it really screams the 2010 era of Super Mario, where it's super bland and uninteresting. But once you actually get to playing it, that's not really that bad. Being bland isn't that bad because it's still a great game. It brings back the Tanuki Leaf from Mario 3, which really suits this game well. Of course the entire game is based off it, but it's used in so many unique situations. And of course we get a brand new power up to Boomerang Suit, which I'll admit really isn't that useful, but it's pretty fun to use. And the Fire Flower also returns, which is neat. To be honest, there really aren't that many power-ups in 3D Land. The main change in 3D Land is that it's basically a 2.5D Mario game. Not in the fact where it's actually 2.5D, but the fact that it's a 2D Mario game that's 3D. There's still levels, a bland world map, and levels have pretty much nothing to do with each other. That's probably the strangest part about 3D Land. The worlds don't really have much of a theme. It's not grassland, desert, snow, it's pretty much just throw whatever random levels you want in a world. But that's not really a bad thing. The levels are still really enjoyable. There's also a crap ton of content in this game. There's 16 worlds in this game, with 96 levels in all. And although some of them are repeats because they're in the special world, there's still a crazy amount of content for a handheld game. And the soundtrack is just so great. Even though it's compressed, it still sounds really good. Hopefully they release an uncompressed version on Nintendo Music one day. So why is this game so low? Well, it's just due to the fact that I like the other 3D Mario games a lot better. This game is still great. It was super hard to rank all these games because all of them are amazing. But this one I find the weakest of the bunch, even though it's still an 8 out of 10 game. This really gets me excited to see what other 3D Mario games are next. Number 7, Super Mario 64, the first 3D Mario game ever, and it pretty much set the foundation for every single 3D Mario game ever. This is one of the most important games of all time. It was many people's first experience into 3D games, especially 3D platformers. There's no denying that this is by far the most iconic Mario game, although it's probably second to Mario 3 to be honest. This game is pretty good. It has a few flaws because it's, again, like 20-30 years old at this point. But nonetheless, it's still a really good game. It's one of those games that I'll replay around twice each year because it's so iconic and so easy to replay. Like seriously, just this year alone, I've probably replayed this game 10 times because it's so easy to just play it on Switch Online. You could even play it on the web, which I do play when I'm pretty bored. Even though this game has less content than the DS version, I still think it's superior in many ways. Even though the controls still aren't the best, because I mean, just look at the Nintendo 64 joystick. They're still decently fluid and way better than 64DS. The controls are such a deal breaker in DS that I vastly prefer the 64 version. This game also has some of the most iconic Mario stages ever, such as Bob-omb Battlefield, Whomp's Fortress, and my personal favorite, which is Lethal Lava Land. And the soundtrack is just a mix of nostalgia and just really good on its own. It's one of the most iconic and best Mario soundtracks in the entire series. Mario 64 is one of those games that you'll play once a year and never again. Unless you're a huge Mario fan like me or grew up on the game, you probably wouldn't play this more than once. But I really recommend watching some Mario 64 videos on YouTube, such as icebergs, challenges, or anything else, because the Mario 64 modding and speedrunning community is the best in the whole series. Mario 64 is a really solid game, but I find myself playing the other 3D Mario games a lot more. Number 6, Super Mario Galaxy 2. Please don't murder me, I have a reason why it's so low. And that's because there's just so many great games in the 3D Mario series. This game is still a 9 out of 10 game. I just enjoyed the other ones a bit better. Putting all that aside, Galaxy 2 is an amazing game. Obviously, it introduced Yoshi to the Galaxy series, who is a really good character to control. All his moves feel really fun to perform, and it also opens up for a lot of new level ideas. We also get a lot of new power-ups, such as the Rock Mushroom being my favorite, and the Cloud Flower. Galaxy 2 is, as the name suggests, just an expansion on Galaxy 1. It adds so many new levels. It's basically just Super Mario Galaxy More, which was what it was supposed to originally be called. But this isn't just a copy of Galaxy. All these levels are completely unique to the original game. There really isn't much to say about this game that hasn't already been said. This game is so close to perfection. The only negatives I can think of are the green stars, which are pretty boring to collect, to be honest. Most of them are in the wide open, and the fact that it kicks you out of the level after you collect them makes it even more tedious to get all of them. And I will admit Starship Mario is a bit lamer than the Comet Observatory, but I still like it nonetheless. I also love all the stages that are callback to other Mario stages, such as the Mario Sunshine level and Whomp's Fortress from Mario 64. And the OST, man, this soundtrack is magical. I enjoy it way more than Galaxy 1's. Seriously, there's really not that many negatives weighing this game down, and now that it's finally on Switch, please play this game if you haven't already. It is amazing. 5. Super Mario 3D World. Super Mario 3D World is probably my most nostalgic 3D Mario game. This was the first Mario game that I got at launch, because yes, I was a Wii U owner from the start, and I just could not put this game down. I probably have over 500 hours on this game, just a Wii U one alone, and this game heavily carried me through COVID until Bowser's Fury came out. This game is just really good, and it makes me pretty sad whenever I see this game get hated online. It's basically just a console version of 3D Land, where the levels aren't open world, they're like a 2D Mario level, and you go stage by stage. Of course, there's the cat bell instead of the Tanuki Leaf, but the Tanuki Leaf is in the game, thankfully. Actually, all the 3D Land power-ups return. And of course, we have the Cat Bell and Lucky Bell to coincide with them. One of my favorite aspects of 3D World is the Captain Toad stages. This was before Captain Toad had a full game, so it's really refreshing to have a mix of gameplay in the game. The stages are really good, although it's kinda weird how the worlds don't have a theme really, kinda like 3D Land. Sure, World 1 is Grassland, but there's only like 2 levels in the world that are grass themed, but that doesn't really affect the game all that much. You can also play as 5 characters, Mario, Luigi, Peach, Toad, and Rosalina, each play differently. And just like 3D Land, 3D World has a bunch of special stages that you can tackle, and they get pretty challenging. And of course, the jazz soundtrack is amazing. I can listen to this hours at a time, and it's such a shame how it is on Nintendo Music. Did I mention that the final boss is absolutely insane? It's one of my favorite final bosses in the entire series. Bowser turns into a frickin' cat, and you have to climb a huge building, get to the top, and blow his butt out. That's a pretty sick final boss if you ask me, and the music is absolutely astonishing. 3D World is such a good game. I really don't understand all the hate it gets. Sure, it's not like a Galaxy or a Galaxy 2, but it's still a really good game. I do like it more than Galaxy 2, but that's probably the nostalgia talking, to be honest. But no matter how many times I replay it, it feels like a new experience every single time. I heavily recommend that you get it on Switch, which we'll get to later. Number 4, Super Mario Galaxy. Probably the second most iconic 3D Mario, second to Mario 64. This was one of the first 3D Marios I've ever played. I still remember the day where my mom came home with a bunch of Wii games from her boss, and one of them happened to be Super Mario Galaxy. It was also my first experience with Mario Kart Wii and New Super Mario Bros. Wii, which is pretty sick. I do regret giving away the copy of Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword that came with it. I don't know what I was thinking back then. I think it was actually to get money to buy Bowser's Fury, which is pretty funny. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Mario Galaxy is an amazing game, and I do like it more than Galaxy 2. First of all, the Comet Observatory is iconic, especially the music. Pretty much everyone knows this familiar tune. All the music in this game is great. Everyone knows Gusty Garden Galaxy and Good Egg Galaxy, which are super iconic and really good tracks. My favorite from this game is the purple coin theme. Speaking of Good Egg Galaxy, the galaxies in this game are really good. I do like these galaxies more than Galaxy 2. Good Egg Galaxy, Buoy Base Galaxy, Dreadnought Galaxy, Deep Dark Galaxy, all being my favorites. This game also has so many power-ups, my favorite being the Bee Mushroom. Sure, the Spring Mushroom sucks, but yeah, we all know that. The Red Star is a really cool power-up, but it sucks it was only utilized in the hub world and one level, which is, of course, a bummer. Galaxy is such a great game, and it definitely gets the praise it deserves. I don't really have to tell you to play Mario Galaxy, because you probably already have. And with Nintendo re-releasing it for the second time on Switch, now is a better time than ever to get it with the movie coming out. The only flaw I have with Galaxy is that your reward for 100%ing the game is 100%ing it again as Luigi, which, I don't really like. It's kind of a mediocre reward, but definitely better than games like Super Mario Sunshine, because Luigi has a different playstyle. Overall, Galaxy is an amazing game. Number 3, Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. We already talked about 3D World. We're going to be focusing on Bowser's Fury. When this game got revealed in the Mario 35th Anniversary Direct, I was just surprised, because I was not expecting 3D World to be brought to Switch. But here it is, and we got Bowser's Fury with it. Although short, this was a really enjoyable experience. This is our first glimpse into an open world 3D Mario game, and everything about it is great. Everything here is cat themed. I mean, literally everything is. Everything has a cat tail. They went pretty overboard with the cat stuff. You have to collect these cat shines to ward off Fury Bowser, who becomes enraged every few minutes and starts terrorizing Lake Glapcat. Then you can become Giga Mario yourself and beat the brains out of him. I've always liked these giant battles, and especially the final boss, it's all great. The music is also really relaxing at times, and can get intense when it has to be. I mean, the Fury Bowser theme is absolutely amazing. I can't really think of any negatives for Bowser's Fury. It's overall such an amazing experience, and definitely warrants the $60 price tag for 3D World. Honestly, I just view it as getting 3D World as a side mode, not Bowser's Fury being the side mode. There's a lot to do here, especially if you're going for 100%. It's a nice short and sweet game if you just want to beat it. You'll have a great time playing it. Number 2, Super Mario Odyssey. Oh my god. Jumping from 3D World to Odyssey was amazing for me. Seriously, Odyssey is an amazing game. One of the best games of all time. The movement in this game feels so good. I just can't even explain it. You have to play for yourself. Just running around and throwing Cappy just feels amazing. I'd turn this game on and play for 3 hours, even though I've already 100%ed the game. Just running around and finding stuff to do, like trick jumps. This game's kingdoms function as open worlds, basically. There is so much to do and so many power moves to collect. Like, seriously, what isn't there to do? You can collect costumes, there's actually a way to spend coins, unlike every single other Mario game. There's over 800 moons to collect. There's so many captures, so many sub areas. It's just such a full game. The music is also immaculate in this game. One of the best Mario soundtracks of all time. I do like this more than Galaxy's music, even though that one is much more orchestrated than this one. The Bowser fights and boss fights in general are super fun, although they can be pretty easy. So many kingdoms are just absolutely astonishing to look at. Like, look at the Metro Kingdom. Luncheon is also really good. Wooded, I just can't even describe how great these kingdoms are. Everything down to the movement, the music, the art style, the enemies, the bosses, even where the moons are hidden. It's just great. The only problem I can really think of is that there might be too many moons that are put in random spots, but that's barely even a problem. Odyssey is as close as we get to a flawless 3D Mario game, and it makes me super excited to see the future of 3D Mario. Some of the kingdoms are even difficult. Sure, Darker Side isn't as hard as the Perfect Run, but it's still fairly difficult in its own right. I did have more trouble on Dark Side though, because the moon gravity in the Brutals is super difficult. This game, again, deserves the praise that it gets. It is the ideal 3D Mario game, but we still have one more game to get to. Number 1, Super Mario Sunshine. If you've known me even a little bit, you know that this would be number 1 on my list. Super Mario Sunshine is one of, not my favorite, but one of my favorite games of all time. I can see why people don't like it. It has a lot of flaws, and it's pretty janky in a way, kinda like Mario 64. But for me, it's just perfection. Even before I had the game, I used to look at YouTube walkthroughs of the game, and I used to watch them from start to finish because I was obsessed with this game. I just never bought it on the GameCube. I don't know why, they pretty much never sold it in stores near me. This was the 2010s, so I mean it wouldn't really be in stores anyway unless it was a GameStop. And once I actually had my own money in like 2015, of course it was never in stock and never pre-owned. Everything about this game is just good. The music is great, the stages are great, the bosses are great, the movement is amazing. I seriously can't think of a single flaw of this game, aside the blue coins, which are pretty obnoxious. Some of the shines are infuriating, like don't even get me started on the Durian mission, but I enjoyed most of them. But man, the locations like Rico Harbor, Delfino Plaza, they're just amazing. My favorite, as I've said before, is Rico Harbor. And Corona Mountain, funny name aside, is my favorite final level in any 3D Mario game. It just looks like total hell, which really adds to the magic of it being the final level. And the final boss is great too. The movement isn't as fluid as say Super Mario Odyssey, but FLUDD being here to correct your mistakes makes it all okay. If you mess up a jump because of the awkward angle you're at, just correct it with FLUDD. That's another reason why I like the bonus stages where you don't have FLUDD. Banging music aside, not having FLUDD adds to the enraging difficulty, and I actually like raging at video games. Mario Sunshine is by far my favorite 3D Mario game, and favorite Mario game of all time. I don't think anything, no matter what Nintendo could throw at me, would make me like anything more. It's just absolutely perfect in my eyes. And sure, it's objectively not really the best Mario game, but I love it, and I probably will never stop loving it. You know, maybe the reason why Astrobot's my favorite game ever is because the hover boots and Astrobot remind me of the FLUDD pack from Mario Sunshine. Or maybe it's just a weird coincidence, who knows. So that's every 3D Mario game ranked. Let me know what you guys think of my ranking in the comments and where you'd rank your favorite 3D Mario games. Eventually I will get around to do all the 2D Mario games, but I need to get the Lost Levels first, which I need to hunt down a copy of. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you enjoyed, remember to comment, like, and subscribe. Become a channel member if you want to help support me, and again, comment what you guys think of my ranking and where you'd rank your personal favorite 3D Mario games. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.